We've got Smash Bros. Ultimate leak information for days. This is Leak Speak. Blocked content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Not only do Sabe and VergaMens both talk about Super Smash Bros. Leaks and the authenticity of a leak that we discussed in our previous videos, so that is already huge news. Also, on Super Smash Bros. Official YouTube channel, there seems to be something happening which points to something huge. Of course, we have this Rayman thing to kind of figure out, and of course, there's a lot behind there too, and there is something from Fat Man, and he's talking about a lot of leaks, a lot of Smash information stuff, so I just wanted to compile this all into one video and talk to you guys about it because, yeah, this bears repeating. Today is a huge day for Smash Bros. Ultimate leaks, and I wanted to give you all the skinny on what's going to happen. Here's something super special. A lot of you guys asked for it, and it's coming. There is a show called Question Blocked where I answer your questions about, your favorite Smash Bros. Fighters, thoughts on your favorite games, or even questions how to start on YouTube. Anything you can think of, please send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com. I will answer them all, and I totally love it. You guys have been sending so many sweet messages and very great questions, so thank you. I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, we are giving away a Piranha Plant plushie when we hit 50,000 subscribers, and this beautiful What's Happening, My Block Buddies t-shirt at 40,000 subscribers, which is closing in. You guys are really, really awesome. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to Block Content right now. Press the bell icon and comment down below why you should have one of these two giveaway items. All right, guys, let's head right on into this. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about were VergaMens Thoughts, because, yeah, a lot of people have been misquoting this guy. A lot of people have been, posting fake things online or doctored screenshots. This is what actually has been said by VergaMens. So, yeah, a known Smash Bros. Leaker has his sources and talks about stuff that might or might not happen in the game. And right now, he's just basically saying it's not Doom Guy or Gino, it's not Ryu Hayabusa or Scorpion either, but I already said that. So he's basically mentioning about 4 characters here that we all kind of expect to be the next characters in line for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, right? The 5th fighter in the Fighter's Pass, which will of course close down this Fighter's Pass that we've known, where of course we have Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, now Terry, and the final 5th slot, yeah, we basically know nothing about, right? There are a lot of leaks floating online, there are a lot of potential speculative information pieces, but nothing super concrete if you don't count, of course, that leak that came out last week that we are going to talk about a lot in this video. So yeah, him saying it's not Doom Guy or Gino or Ryu Hayabusa or Scorpion, I think 3 of those were my main predictions. I think that Ryu Hayabusa was basically on the top of my list just because it makes so much sense, but it also fits really well within the Fighter's Pass. I think that it might have been in place of Terry that I could have predicted this character. So having another, very Eastern or Japanese inspired character as the final, I could definitely see it happening because of course Smash Bros. Is made in Japan, and that is a very huge audience and a very big part of Nintendo, so it wouldn't be out of the question. But I do think that for that final fighter, you might need a different kind of energy than, well, Ryu Hayabusa would have brought a very different thing to the rest of the fighters, but also something in, style and appearance a little bit too similar to what we already have. And if you think about some other crazy choices, that could possibly fit even more into, forming one cohesive package with that. Because I think that people that bought the Fighter's Pass completely without knowing what the characters are, that is some sort of like gambling thing, right? That's pretty funny because everyone's been talking about, is that officially gambling? All this stuff with Mario Kart Tour, all this stuff with EA games, right? And this idea that you basically buy a Fighter's Pass without knowing the characters in it, that's some form of gambling as well. But of course, we will gamble on Sakurai every single day because he just delivers. Even if it's a character that we don't necessarily care about all that much, he will make sure that that character is represented in a way that is fresh, new, true to the character and also fun to play. He always says that is the most important factor. It's not if the character is recognizable so much as it has to be fun to play, it has to be interesting, it has to work within the framework of the game. So yeah, to me, these characters all make sense, and to hear that they're not coming up to the 5th just makes me think, who's next? Because Gino would have made sense as a bonus character, right? So not in the 5 fighter pass characters, but maybe after that. So yeah, that one I could definitely see not happening as the 5th one, but Doom Guy or Doom Slayer or the Doom Marine, I could totally see as being the 5th character, right? It's a Western character, so next to Banjo, that'd be like 2 Western characters, the rest would be, Japanese-oriented characters. I could totally see that happening for that shared market, but also a character that represents first-person shooters isn't really in the game at this point, right? Am I a joke to you? So the idea that that character is not the 5th fighter in the Fighter's Pass is a big deal to me, because I have been predicting that character for a very long time, and Scorpion, not too many people have been talking about that character. There are ways to do a very PG version of Scorpion that could totally fit in well with Smash Brothers, but yeah, I don't think that it was on a lot of people's minds for the 5th Fighter's Pass character. So yeah, all this to say, VergaMen is saying something very interesting, and if his sources are correct, and yeah, they've been proven in the past to be, and a lot of people's eyes and ears are on what VergaMen is saying, then yeah, this is pretty huge news. These 4 characters are now basically out of the running, and one isn't named that we all basically assume will be in the Fighter's Pass, or at least a DLC character, and that is Crash Bandicoot. So that to me is a huge green light for that character. I think that there's a lot of possibility, because it checks the Western box, but it also checks the mascot box, and I don't think that we have too many mascot type characters. I think for Dragon Quest you could, make an argument, but I definitely think Banjo is one. But other than that, I don't really feel like we have those kinds of characters as DLC, and I could definitely see Crash being a great addition because of the history with PlayStation and the rivalry with Nintendo and other platforms. So I just want to see that happen, and if he is the 5th fighter, then announcing it at the Game Awards would be incredible and would be a very great way for all that audience and the entire internet to explode yet again. So to me, that makes sense, and I really want to see that happen. Now, moving on from VergaMen's Thoughts, we go on to what we call Fat Man Said Today, which is pretty funny. This comes from Smashboards, and it's basically a compilation that got sent over to me by our blocked content team, which are truly amazing guys. So thank you guys so much for sending me all this information, because I can't really find it on my own. I try, I do my best every single day, but you guys are just such a great army sending me all this hidden information. So basically saying, on the last episode of Stuff Fat Man Said Today, he says, can confirm that Sabi's source said no Gino or Doom Guy for Fighter 5, which is of course what we now of course also heard from VergaMen. Doom Guy has only been a serious part of the conversation for about a week now. If he's coming, I wouldn't count on him until E3 at the earliest, so that would mean E3 next year. The Power of 6 Mii costume theory is pretty solid based on what I know, right? So Mii costume theory meaning different third-party companies, right? A lot of sense. My theory is that 6 and 7 will be characters with leftover assets from Ultimate and Smash 4, since Season 2 was supposedly just decided around E3 of this year. No serious talk has been had about Sora, but a lot of people agree he's probably coming eventually, anyways, due to his popularity. Basically wins the Nintendo would probably run across a minefield to get Smash award, right? So that is interesting. Sora, a lot of people want this character, a lot of people are indifferent to him, so it could have a huge shot at being in Smash now that we know that the team is super open for it, right? And that they say Disney isn't at all difficult to work with, so Square Enix definitely knows their stuff in terms of working together with them, right? That whole crossover is amazing, and I think that it would be even wilder to see those characters interact with Nintendo's, Link, Mario, that kind of stuff. Ryu's suspect with 2 points being made is that Capcom and Team Ninja hate working together, and how often the name comes up with nothing substantial tied to it. Personally gives me deja vu of Steve. So yeah, the idea Ryu, they mean Ryu Hayabusa, Capcom and Team Ninja possibly don't have the best of working relationships, and so it would be quite difficult to get that partnership going for Smash Brothers. So he says, personally believe that number 5 comes down to 2 characters on the hypothetical list, or a curveball no one has heard yet. based on the fact that two of Sabe's bigger sources seemingly already know who it is, it's probably one from the list, right? I'm super interested to who those two characters are. Based on the hypothetical list, don't expect a ton of NPC promotions or first, second party. I think that covers everything. So yeah, that is Fatman on Eyes on Smashboards. Thank you so much for this information. If this is correct, it is all super interesting stuff, you know, taking a little peek behind the curtain for Smash Bros. Ultimate. So yeah, the idea that Sora might be coming, that Ryo Hayabusa isn't that likely as we all thought, and of course all the evidence towards Geno and Doomguy not being the 5th fighter, but maybe being in that Fighter's Pass is all extremely interesting to me, and I really want to know more about it. So we'll keep a little bit of an eye on Smash which I'm also a member of, and actually back in the day I did a show called Smash Dash, which I premiered on Smashboards because YouTube wasn't really a thing, you know, that many years ago. So I have a lot of love for Smashboards, so I'm super happy to be a part of that, and yeah, I'll keep an eye out for a lot of Smash leaks coming from there and Fatman on Eyes. The next part of the video, we'll be talking a little bit about a blurry Rayman screenshot, and we don't have to necessarily put a lot of time into this. This comes from @NewFoundAbility on Twitter, ability #Rayman for Smash, which is funny, you know, a person that really campaigns for this character says, grab this image, leak, posted over on 4chan's V today, so the video game board, and while I'm not gonna get all excited about this, I really like this new design they gave him, almost cereal box looking. All these fans of a certain character or franchise really want this character in, so they sometimes fake leaks themselves, sometimes they, you know, campaign behind leaks that they certainly know are fake, so that stuff just happens, and that's quite okay. You know, everyone has a character that they really want, and of course my buddy Omni is going to be very happy that more people are campaigning for Rayman, so this is a lot of fun. I think that this is fake, however, Rayman is of course already a spirit in Smash Brothers, and I think the character would fit extremely well within Smash, but it would be a very, you know, expected choice. There's a lot of great stuff that you can do with the character, and the relationship between Ubisoft and Nintendo has never been more powerful than it is right now, especially with Mario plus Rabbids, that literal crossover between the Rayman or Rabbids franchise and Mario. So yeah, I could see it happening, really want it to happen, but yeah, this leak is not real. I don't think that this holds any ground. However, the artwork does look really cool, and yeah, that cereal box looking mascot, I want more of that in Smash, so I could definitely get behind that newfound ability. So thank you guys for sending it over to me. And going on to the next one that comes from Censor Dope @CensorDope on Twitter, Dope Censor with a B emoji, saying, the Super Smash Bros. Channel just uploaded a new private video, and of course there is a little tab right there showing it. Looks like we are getting something new this month, and a lot of people are of course going crazy on Twitter. This was just a few days ago, I think it was yesterday that this was posted. So yes, we now know officially that the video that Nintendo posted on the Smash Bros. Ultimate page on YouTube was actually the Terry video. So it wasn't the Terry live stream, it was the Terry, you know, the extended video of his trailer that had a little bit of a tag at the end with some gameplay footage, which was actually really cool, and Sakurai premiered it during that stream. But it does mean that another one of these videos has been uploaded. So not a video that is a live stream that Sakurai does anything, but a definite video. So something like that, something like a Terry trailer or a new character trailer that has a little bit of a tag with gameplay at the end. Because they use those links, they use those YouTube videos on the official Smash website as well. That isn't a video player of Nintendo themselves or Smash, that is all linking towards YouTube video content, and they need to have that, especially public, if you want to, you know, embed it in that kind of a way. So this is huge news, and I do think that this is very special because we already got Terry, and maybe Sakurai is thinking, yeah, the steam is already a little bit gone from Terry, right? It wasn't this huge drop, it wasn't this huge reveal with brand new game modes and all this crazy stuff and a hint towards the next character. It was just, yeah, this is Terry. We devoted 45 minutes to showing off the character, so there isn't really a lot of use for people playing as the character as much as, you know, watching that video and knowing everything about him. You know, people weren't exactly thrilled to dive into classic mode after having already seen it from Sakurai. So yeah, questionable choices for sure, but I do think that it's really awesome to think about the fact that there is a new video coming and that it could potentially be a new character as well. So thank you so much, Dope Censor, for the news and for everyone sending it to me, because my mind is going crazy with trying to predict who this will be. Now, I wanted to end this video off with information from Sabe. A lot of you guys are huge fans because Sabe has of course been very very smartly leaking/sharing information about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but not in a way that it completely spoils everything, right? Just basically hinting towards a couple of things or sharing a couple of tiny details that sources have told Sabe, which is great, and I totally love that kind of an approach. So, clarifications. Here we go. Sabe at new_wabi-sabi on Twitter says, alright, so clarification on that me leak. The source who told me that the Fighters Pass number 5 isn't Crash or Ryu has told me that if those Miis are real, they aren't related to who Fighters Pass 5 is, essentially deconfirming Geno or Doomguy for the Fighters Pass 5 spot. I was dreading making this tweet, and going on to say, this was the reason for why I was saying in servers that the leak was 99% fake. The Miis could be real, but it'd be sort of weird for them to add Doom Miis around an unrelated character, or they'd be for characters past Fighters Pass 5, which I'm not sure have really been worked on yet. I figured I'd be as blunt as possible about this for the few people complaining about recent confusion. Sorry about that. I've seen some people confused by this for whatever reason, so allow me to clarify. When I said no relation if they are real, I meant that the character they heard for Fighters Pass 5 isn't related to Mallow or the Doom enemy, so if those Miis were real, they'd be less connected. So all this completely makes sense, but yeah, I do feel a little bit different than Sabe does on this point. Of course, Sabe knows a lot more than I do about the inside, but what I feel this could be is that I don't necessarily think that stuff that we don't know about yet hasn't been worked on, and I don't think at all that the stuff that we are getting is the stuff that has just been completed. I think that a character like Terry has been completed for months and months and months. I think that that character was on the back burner for a while. I think that Nintendo knows their stuff, that Sakurai might even be working on a project plan for a next Smash game or some next game. I think that in terms of timeline, they really want you to think that we are living in that exact moment and that there's people animating for the 5th Fighters Pass character right now. I know from a little bit of experience in the market in the area that that is not really the case, that you really want to build up hype like that is the case, like it is a very internal, a very direct moment in time. I think that right now a lot of content has already been completed, and they just want to make sure that every so many months they have content to share about Super Smash Bros. And they don't dump it all at the same time, right? That's how you kind of make your money, and that's how you kind of hype and market your franchise. So I don't really buy the fact that they've not been worked on yet. I think that it's completely realistic if you think about the fact that Mallow and that Cacodemon Mii costume were real. Maybe they are not real. I happen to think that there's a huge chance they are, because I think that it could be very possible these things are already in the game right now. Maybe it is the most new thing that is in the game right now. Maybe Doomguy is already in the game, maybe some form of Geno is already in the game as well, and some person that has access to a demo build of that is sharing this information to kind of wink at the camera. Of course, another possibility is also that someone has learned to mod the game in that kind of a way. We've already seen great examples of this too, so that could be very possible as well. Just my mind, I don't want to really exclude that, right? The fact that they are working ahead for a very long time. There's stuff completed that we've not known about. So yeah, I just wanted to set the record straight. I do totally believe what Sabe is saying about, Geno or Doomguy not being the 5th character. That could definitely be the case, because VergaMen is basically saying very, very similar things. But yeah, in terms of characters being worked on, I think that they're working ahead a little bit. And if Doomguy is at all in there, he's probably been worked on for a very, very long time already. So in terms of all those leaks, that is a lot of information, and I really wanted to know from you guys, what of today's information do you guys think is the most interesting, or crosses paths with you the most? So let me know in the comments down below. And of course, as always, I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, what of today's leaks do you think is the most interesting? What do you think is going to happen? As for our previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from Kevin Lavelli, or Lavelli, saying, I waited nearly 20 years to see Simon and Banjo in Smash. If they add Doomguy, then it can only mean one of two things. One, I've been in a coma for 20 years, and you are all in my dream. 2, Sakurai is my real biological father, and this is how he tells me he loves me. So Kevin, I thought this comment was incredible, super fun, and I think a lot of Block Buddies really agree with that as well, if I can see the likes. I agree with you. It is really, really special, and we should never forget that we are living in a timeline where we do have Simon Belmont in Smash Brothers, Sonic, Pac-Man, we even have Banjo and Kazooie now, a lot of other crazy characters that we could have never expected to happen. Solid Snake is back. I mean, it's just insane. So I really want to give some love to our man Sakurai, and Kevin, especially, I hope for you that it's either been the coma, and we're in a dream, because living in your dream isn't all that bad if we get all these crazy cool characters. I am then sorry for that coma actually happening. And two, about Sakurai being your biological father, I hope that too, because he is a very attractive human man, and I also think that it'd be really cool if you can share some, trade secrets from your dad. Maybe, your dad works at Nintendo stuff, you could kind of hint towards a couple of things for our channel and, for our entertainment. So thank you so much for your comment, and these are always so much fun to read through, so thank you guys so much. And I just wanted to talk about something very special, very near and dear to my heart, because today I'm gonna really need you guys' help. My Block Buddies, there is something that I'm going to need your help with. A very good friend of mine and a fellow animator, Blordo, or Blordo, at Blordo on Twitter. This is something very important. His brother is going through a very tough time, is very, very sick, and both him and his brother really need you guys' help. I've shared a link to actually help them out in our description right now, and yet his brother currently has stage 3 tongue cancer, and he needs to be eating as much organic produce as possible. They say it's been very costly and taxing on them on every level imaginable. Of course, things like surgery, things like, the treatment, and of course also now changing a lifestyle is incredibly, huge, taxing on a life, and of course also taxing in terms of just being able to pay for everything. Anything anyone can give will help them tremendously and is super, super appreciated. He didn't even know what kind of target to make for that in terms of monetary value, but yeah, something like the target that they have on the website will at least cover for a couple of months. So there is a Ko-fi or coffee link, which basically, buys a coffee, buys something, so you can donate something like $3 or maybe a little bit more, and that will help them out significantly. I have a lot of love for my buddy Sean, and well, with extension, a lot of love for his brother as well. And going through something like this, no one has to do it alone. And with all the power that we have at our disposal, with all the friends, all the blocked content fans, all the buddies that we have here, I think that we can come together and really support them in the time where they really need it. So let's just show the power of the internet. Let's just put our hands together and let's just work together to make a situation a little bit better for someone that really needs it. So let's work together. Go to the link in the description right now, and I will be eternally grateful. Thank you guys so much. And I just want to also thank my Patreon supporters. You guys make this channel possible, and of course by extension then all the other content that we do. If you want to have yourself created in the blocked content style, join me for discussions, or have your own ideas maybe animated by me, just go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, because there's a bunch of incredible rewards there and they're waiting just for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the blocked content family yet, there's always room. Click the subscribe button, ring the bell right now, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you, so you don't have to miss a single video about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, about leaks, about Nintendo information, and even animations like the Snake Codex show, Banjo-Kazooie review, and even more stuff that we do on the daily. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around the corner where there's always more blocked content. See ya!